Welcome to this week's video. In this one, I am going to introduce you to Google Analytics. So, show you a little bit about the sorts of information that Google Analytics will give you and how to set that up. So, I am a therapist. I have been for 10 years. I'm also a tech geek. I love all this kind of stuff. Now, people who are web developers and SEO experts and those sorts of people, what Google Analytics can do is amazing. And I have been on training courses in the past with those kinds of people. It blows my mind what it can do. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about, you've never seen Google Analytics before, you don't know anything about it, you don't know how to set it up. It's just kind of getting you started with it. And the good news is that once you've set it up, it can do its thing in the background. And then as your website grows and as your business grows, if you want to do more, then you can tell your web developer or your web person that you have Google Analytics and the information will be there for them. So it's good to set it up early and then just let it do its thing. And you can have a look at some of the stats, it's quite interesting. But equally then, when you get to a point where you're a bigger business or you want to be doing more with it, then the information's already there. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the back end of the Build It Brilliant Google Analytics. And then because I've already set up my account, I can't show you kind of the setup process step by step, but I have taken some screenshots that so it gives you a bit of an idea of what to expect in terms of setting it up. So we're going to go to Google and we're going to go to Google Analytics. Google Analytics. Here we go. So I'm already logged in on my Build It Brilliant Google account, so you can use your existing Google account to set up analytics. So from this home page you can see a number of bits of information. So the users, and I quite get used to whether my users are going up or whether they're going down, and this will be in the last 7 days. You can change this at the bottom to the last 90 days, for example. And this gives you a session duration, so how long did they stay on your website for, and number of sessions, bounce rates, all sorts of interesting statistics. Bounce rate is they kind of got to the website and then left, I think that's bounce rate. So on the home page you'll get lots of information. The next one down is traffic. So what Google Analytics does is it gives you information about the people that are visiting your website. Now, why would you want that? Number one, it gives you an idea of who is visiting your website, which you could look and say, are they the people you want or not? And then adjust your marketing accordingly. You can also adjust your marketing spend, so you can see if you did a particular run on your marketing, did that lead to people clicking on that page, and who were those people, and get some information on them. So it could be really good in terms of informing your choices and your decisions in your business. So traffic, we have organic search. This came in from a search engine. Direct came direct to the website and didn't touch anything else, any other website before they got there. Social, and then referral and other. I don't tend to get referral and other very much. So here you can see that these were direct, kind of direct, and organic is usually the sort of the bigger ones. Scrolling down, we have the times in which they visit your website, which is quite good. These darker blue ones are then really good for your social media, because you can then schedule your social media when the most amount of people are active in terms of your website. It'll tell you what countries you are active in. It will tell you the device, so whether it's by desktop or mobile. It'll tell you the pages that people have visited the most, all sorts of things. And then down this side we can break that information down even further. So if we go into real time, that's right now. So the likelihood is with my website it's not very big, so there's probably nobody looking at it right now, but let's have a see. real-time overview, yeah, none in the last 5 minutes. So if you have a bigger website you're interested, it's quite interesting. Okay, audience. This is the one probably that I use the most. This tells you lots of information, the language, the country, you can even go city, you can see sort of a little bit more about the people. It's quite interesting that I've had 80% new visitor versus 20% returning visitor, so that's really good. And it will tell you all sorts of demographics, age, gender. So are you hitting more people that are female, more people that are male, these sorts of things, down to I'm quite 50-50. That's quite usual for my website. Yeah, so loads and loads of information in here. Behaviour is another one that I look at quite a bit. Behaviour will tell you what content they were looking at, so what pages were they looking at, what page title, what search term, things like this. So there's loads and loads of information on Google Analytics that can help you to narrow down your marketing and look at the kinds of people who you are attracting to your website. Okay, so if you want to set up your Google Analytics account, you're going to type in Google Analytics on Google. If you've already got a Google account, you can use that. If you need to set up a Google account, you can set one up. And then you come to this page here and you want to create property. So for me, my property is Build It Brilliant for my property. So there's a couple of slides, pages after that, just accepting the terms and conditions, those sorts of things, but nothing else complicated. Just see if you're happy with the terms and then click that you agree. After that, it's going to take you to this screen, which is about which data streams do you want. So where do you want Google Analytics to collect data from? Now, the likelihood is you'll click web for your website, but you can do iOS app and Android app. Never done those two myself, only ever done web. Once you've clicked on web, it will ask you to type in your website address. And then after that, it will come to a screen that looks like this one. And the reason that I've saved this one is after you have typed in your web address, you need to then go to your website and add a little bit of information on the back end of your website to add your Google Analytics account to your website so the two can talk to each other. And you're probably going to need this measurement ID. Now, when you put in your website, the way in which you add your information for your Google Analytics is going to vary depending on who is hosting your website. But Google Analytics gives you information on the major ones, so you can just click on it and follow through the steps. It does it really well in terms of explaining what you need to do. But the information that you need is probably the measurement ID, which is on that screen after you click on the web details. So it's worth saving that and then following the instructions for whoever your web developer is. So that's an overview of Google Analytics and setting it up. I hope you found that useful, and I will see you next week for the next video.